Welcome back, everyone, to the Coach Approach. This is Coach Blake the Black Faker, the coach of 8 years going on 9. I think I'm getting a little bit too old for this. Also, coach of every single major server except Korea. Koreans, I'm just saying, where you at, CoachBlanket.com. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've been kind of thinking about making this video for a while, but I just really don't want to make it because it's such a hard topic. It's such a controversial topic where it's like, I don't know. But people have been asking me, I've seen a lot of people ask other people, and it's just something where it's like, all right, I think it's time for me to make it. I mean, I have a lot of experience. I've seen a lot of players. I think I know the answer to this question. So the real question is, how long does it take to climb? You get that a lot. You hear that a lot. You're probably asking it yourself a lot. Before we get into that, we want to ask ourselves, what does it mean to climb, right? When you're climbing, that means you're going up the ladder, right? Wrong. When you're climbing, it means you're improving. Really? Yep. Even if you don't even realize you're improving, you're improving. And if you're improving, you're just automatically going to climb. You see what I mean? They got to go hand in hand. You can't climb without improving. You can't improve without climbing. There are 3 types of players. And I'm going to break this down. Don't get frustrated because y'all might be all of them or one of them. First player is the average player. How long does it take the average player to climb in League of Legends? Honestly, it's set up so you're climbing at least 1 time per season. What does that mean? Well, if you're gold this season, you should be plat next season. If you're plat this season, you should be diamond this next season. If you're silver this season, you should be gold next season. You're following me. You should literally be climbing a rank every single time. Now, with that being said, these are basically the type of players that are like, if you ever played a game, if you ever played a game with bosses, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have. You're playing League of Legends, it shouldn't be your first game without a boss. You'll die at the boss, and what's going to happen is you're not really going to think too much about it. You're just going to be like, oh, crap. I died. What happened? And you'll eventually just get better, and then you'll fight it again, and you'll probably die, and you'll just kind of keep doing that. You'll nonchalantly just basically be fighting the boss until you win. Nothing wrong with that. We're just chilling. We're just having a good time. All right, those are the average players, and that's why they typically climb every single season, because it's like, well, I'm playing a lot. I'm not really going ape on what I should be learning and stuff. I just kind of play and learn as I go. And eventually, it takes me to the next rank, and to the next rank, and into the next rank. Eventually, that's just kind of what happens. You know, those are just kind of the average Joe players. The second person you have is the below average players. So these are the type of players, and unfortunately, there's a lot of this in every single server. These are the type of players where if you had that said boss fight, you would kind of just be like, A, this boss is too hard. I'm just going to save it and never play this game again. Or B, put in cheat codes, and then eventually you'll win, right? Like, those are the type of players that will opt to do that instead of try to get past the hard work. So if you put this in league terms, those are the players that choose to play whatever is fun to them. Those are the players that choose to play roles, whatever, just out willy-nilly, right? Oh, well, I'll just play this role. I don't care. And you might be thinking, well, I don't do that. If you do it sometimes, you're part of that. You know what I mean? Because those are games you're costing yourself. So if you say, well, I had just had a rage moment and I just played multiple games and that's why I have bad MMR. That's why I had low win rate. You're a below average player then, aren't you? Right? Even if you do it for 10 games, 5 games, that's still somebody who's just below average. You know what I mean? People that are average don't do that. People that are above average don't do that. So those are the players that do that type of stuff, you know? And eventually they're just playing multiple games. They're not really getting anywhere. They're the ones flaming, raging, whatever you want to say. Maybe they're not doing any of that, but they're just kind of autopiloting the game. You're not really going to go anywhere if you just sit there and do that. And the below average players are the ones that typically stay the same rank for 2 seasons and then climb, 3 seasons and then climb, 4 seasons and then climb, or just don't climb at all and just stay flat out the same season. There are also the players that may play a lot less and say, well, I played 30, 40 games this season, I'm done. Or I played 20 games this season, I'm done. I'm just going to play. Like, those are the players that are the below average players. Because at the end of the day, they don't really care. And you might be thinking, well, coach, I do that, but I do care. If you cared, then you would be the one not in the same rank for years. You know what I mean? If you cared, you wouldn't be taking breaks after you got better. Oh, I'm hot right now. I'm doing good. Let me not play League of Legends for a week and then come back. And basically now you're reset back to your old self. Those are the players that are saying, oh, let me play 10 normals and 1 ranked. Or let me play 10 normals and then 1 ranked every other time I play League of Legends. Like, those are the players where it's like, you just don't care. You say you care, but your actions are not speaking louder than your words here. You know what I mean? And that's what should happen. Your actions should speak louder than your words. You could be the most quietest person that says, in my coaching session, Yep, I got it. Thank you, coach. And I could be like, you didn't listen to a word I say. But then if you start climbing, I'm like, I guess you did. It just didn't look like it, but your actions spoke louder than words. I've never actually had that, but I'm just saying. So the third person we're talking about, you got it, yep, the overachiever. These are the players that climb with like multiple ranks within a season, and I'm just blown away when I see it. I can honestly say I've never had a student that hasn't climbed. They do climb because I'm always there to help them. I'm always there to help push them, make sure they don't fall, right? But the overachievers, a handful of those that I've coached, like, they climb so fast. I'm like, what did I tell you? There was a student that was gold 4, got to diamond 4 less than a week. No BS. I was like, hey, so why do you want to get coached? He was like, well, I want to be a streamer, and I want to do that. And he's like, I'm going to college, but I want to have that time to stream, and I want to be good when I'm streaming. And I was like, okay. So I helped him. We had, I think, 2 within that week, 2 sessions within that week. And eventually, at the end of the week, he was like, hey, coach. I was like, what's up? He was like, I'm diamond 4. I was like, what? I was like, no, you're not. So then I looked at his name, and he was D4. I was like, you are actually insane. You are insane, right? And there's multiple stories like that where players are just nuts, like they're insane. And usually those are the superstars, whether they want to pursue that career of league or they just want to get to platinum or that diamond or a match. Like, if they want to stop there, that's on them, right? I'm not someone who's going to be like, hey, you should be pro. Like, that's up to you if you want to do that. There's another person that I helped, and he was silver. One day he came to me and he said, hey, coach, I'm challenger. And I was like, I don't even remember you. He was like, yeah, a long time ago, you helped me. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. He was like, also, I played for Academy. And I was like, wait a second. Hold up. Where was this? I don't ever use him, so I'm never going to say his name. I never use him for that, but it's always just interesting to know that, oh, this guy that knew me came back when he got, bigger in terms of his like league career, and he just said, hey, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, that means a lot. So the overachievers tend to, like I said, climb ranks within a specific season. These are the players that will look at the guides before they buy the game, will make sure that their characters are super strong before they fight the bosses. These are the players that will make sure that there's nothing that will stand in their way other than themselves when they're playing these games, because they want to be the best. We want to get all the achievements. We want to, they want to be that top. And that's what makes them be that top, right? The fact that you say, I care, I really want to climb, I'm tired of being in this rank, that does not mean a dang thing if you don't actually do it. These are the players that will watch videos, get outside sources, ask for help from friends, ask for help from coaches, me included sometimes. Whatever they can get their hands on, they will try to find information. Now, sometimes it backfires because I do have a lot of overachievers that do kind of have a lot of conflicting things because they'll pull resources from everywhere, and it's like, wait, this don't go together. And that's what I'm here for. I'm going to help sort that out. But for the most part, those are the ones that are asking those big questions. Those are the ones that, instead of saying, hey, how do I get out of silver? It's more like, hey, how do I make sure that I do this so that way when I do that, I can actually do that. That's way more elaborate than just that generic question. Like, these are the players that are over the top, and it shows, especially in their play and especially in the results. I hope this made sense. I hope this gave you guys a general direction. Average players, just kind of a recap, average players should be climbing once every single season. If you're a player that's just, I'm playing the game and I don't really try too hard, but I'm learning every single time I play. I'm not really actively learning, but on the back of my mind, I am learning and I'm getting better and better and better. Then you're an average player. You can kind of pair that with like micro. So like if you play a champion on repeat, eventually you're just becoming really good. That's kind of the same way an average player will play, but that's for their macro, not their micro. Does that make sense? The below average player is a player that doesn't really care too much. A player that just kind of plays how many games they ever want to play a whole bunch of normals, play a whole bunch of like ultra rapid fires, new modes when they come out. Those are players that take long breaks because they're like, well, I'm done with League for a little bit. And then you come back and you're not going to be any better because you basically declined in terms of your skill, whipping out champs, whipping out roles, raging, flaming, you name it. Those are the below average players. Whether you're saying that you're not that, it just speaks. Are you the same rank for multiple seasons? Have you been the same rank for multiple seasons? And if you're like, well, yeah, I hit gold, but I just always stop at gold because I don't want to go any higher. You're a below average player, right? Point blank period. So, and it hurts to kind of look that in the face. But if you really do want to get better, if you really do want to climb, and if you're watching this video, I would assume you're trying to get better, then you're going to have to look yourself in the face and say, hey, I am that below average player. I need to change. How can I do it? And if you need help, ask me. Also, CoachBlaker.com, I'm just saying, shoot for that. I'm sorry. And then the last one is overachievers. As I said, you're basically the player that just is doing the best to get better and better and better. And if they ever hit a wall on anything, they're always trying to find out why, searching the right answers, pulling from the right people, friends, family if they play. I've coached some family members, coaches, whatever. They're trying to get as much knowledge. And usually those students then come to me after they get all their knowledge and be like, hey, coach. I'm like, what's up? And they'll give me a paragraph question. Yeah, I'm looking at it. All y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Giving me paragraph questions that I got to read. And you know what? I don't mind it because that's what I'm here for. Or the players that I say, hey, coach, look at this specific spot in this game. 10 minutes in, I went for this gank. For some reason, it didn't work out too well. Or we went for this team fight and it didn't work. I don't know why. You know, those are the players that actually use me and try to actually get my help. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. If it made you upset, I'm sorry. Dislike the video if it did. If you are upset, but you know you're coming into terms with it, like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I do want to get better. I do want to reach that overachiever because at the end of the day, I know everybody wants to be an overachiever, right? Whether it shows in their play or in their climbing history, whatever. You want to be that. Whether you want to go through the work to do it is you. But everybody would like to be an overachiever at whatever they do because everybody wants to be good, right? So, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you got any questions, let me know. CoachBlaker.com. Just saying, book some coaching sessions, survivor reviews, something. I'm just saying I'm helping y'all. Thank you for what, though? Approaching this like a coach.